on equations of lines and being able to graph them also. Let's take a look at what we have here. Which ordered pair is a solution of this equation? Now this is an equation of a line, and you'll recognize that by x to the first and y is to the first power. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look to see if, which one of these solutions, A, B, C, or D, actually is an ordered pair that's a solution for this. Try out the 3. So if we place 3 in for x, we do 3 times 3, we get 9. And we place in the 4 for the y value. So we took 4, substituted in, and we check to see if it actually equals 7. And 3 times 3 is 9, minus 4 is 5. So 5 does not equal 7. So the first one is not a solution. Let's try 1, 4. Let me switch slides. Okay, so 1, negative 4. Let's try that out. Substitute in the 1 for the x and the negative 4 for the y. Let's take a look. When you do that, you get 3 times 1 is 3. 3 minus a negative 4 means 3 plus 4, which equals 7. So that one is a solution. So this is our point that's actually a solution for that equation. So what do we write? Let me erase some of this stuff. There we go. The B is the correct answer. Let's try the next one. Well, there we go. All right. Try out these two numbers. Place in the x, place in the y, pause your video and give it a try and see if this is a solution for this linear equation here. All right, you're back. Let's take a look. It is not a solution. Let's take a look real quick to make sure we know why it's not a solution. Plug in the 4 plus 2 times the negative 1/2, substituting negative 1/2 in for y. And these two cancel, so I've got basically a negative 1. So 4 minus 1, well, that's 3. That does not equal 5. All right, let's take a look at our next slide. And it says graph this equation. Now the easiest way to graph this equation is to first get it into, you guys have learned in geometry class, y equals mx plus b, also known as slope-intercept. So let's take a look. We're going to go ahead and solve for y. So we add our 2x to both sides. We have y equals 2x minus 3. And once we do that, we could do two things. One, we could know that this is the y-intercept and go to 0, negative 3 and plot a point. And then we could use our slope, 2 over 1, to find another point, because you only need 2 points to draw a line. Or our other choice, you could do it more like what you've done in the past, where you just make an XY table. And for example, if I place negative 2, what happens if I put negative 2 in here? Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4 minus 3 gets me a negative 7 output. We could try a negative 1, place it in here, we get a negative 5 output, and so on. So this would be our table that we could create. And then we could plot these points and have our line. All right, let's take a look at what the graph actually looks like. Notice that it crosses the y-axis at negative 3, and it has a slope of up 2 over 1, which we said was 2 over 1. Also, we have all the points, that was the other option to create this graph, that were listed in the XY table. All right, let's take a look at a guided practice for you guys to try out. Now you have a choice here. You can either solve, well, either way, you're going to want to solve for y. Please solve for y first, and then go ahead and try out your slope-intercept or make an XY table to get points. Pause your video. Welcome back. Now, if you were to solve this for y, you would have found that it was y equals, move the 3x over, so it's negative 3x and minus 2. So this is our nice little slope, and this is where it's going to cross the y-axis. Other than that, you can do an XY table and you will get a line that looks like this. Notice it cuts off the y-axis at -2, just like we promised. And if you drop down 3 and move to the right 1, you get a -3 slope. Or you can try out your x and y table. All right, let's try one more. These are a little different. These are actually equations of lines. Y equals 2. Up here, y equals 2. And y equals 2 here, y equals 2 here. So basically, this blue line here is y equals 2, because everywhere on the line, y equals 2. Now let's take a look at if you have x equals -1. All right, next slide. This, over on the x-axis, this is where x equals -1. X equals -1 here, x equals -1 here, and x equals -1 here. In other words, all along this entire blue line, x is -1. So that is the equation for this line. X equals -1 is the equation for the blue line. All right, let's have you guys try one on your own. I give you these two. Please graph y equals 2.5 and x equals -4 on a separate graph, or you can put them on the same graph. Pause your video, give it a try. All right, welcome back. Y equals 2.5 is going to be a horizontal line, so let's take a look what it looks like. And here it is. That is at 2.5. So here's your xy axis, intercept the origin. So 1, 2.5, and then it's 2.5 here, 2.5 here. That's why that's the correct answer. X equals -4. Here's the origin. Go over -4, put a point. Everywhere on this black line, x equals -4. All right. Thanks for trying out all these problems, and we'll have one more video. See you in a bit.